Hi everybody, and welcome back to Axion Token. So we're going to have a general look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Axion, altcoins, prices, news, and the markets. So I hope you enjoy this one. And it's been a good session. So this is a bit earlier today, and so hopefully there's a good time for a lot of people. So we'll just get into that. Hi everybody, and welcome back to Axion Token. So we're going to have a general look at. So welcome everybody. Looks like the sound's going pretty good, so we'll get into this one. Now I'm just going to update a few features and then we'll get straight into the session. So welcome. Bitcoin looks like it's at 38,795 on Bitstamp. So Coinbase is a bit higher at 38,812. So looking good. Expecting a bit of price support there too. So we're going to look into a lot of news updates, price predictions, things like that. So hopefully you enjoy the session, get a bit of info out of it. So looking good. And we'll just update some of this information here. Just gonna be a second. It's going good. See that price looks pretty steep there on the chart. So, but good indications that it may go higher. Save those changes there. So once again, welcome to live stream. About to get into it, just doing a few updates on the system, and we'll go for gold. Hopefully enjoying the nice easy listening music as we're about to kick into the session. So that's looking good and so forth. So we'll get straight into it. I'll look at a thumbnail after the video and go for gold. Alright, so let's get into it. So here we are, Bitcoin, $38,812 on a Bitstamp. A Bitfinex, 38,787. So you can see that the chart there is still looking pretty bullish over on the right there. So just coming back a bit from the high, but we've got some interesting price predictions. So we've got a news out here from wick off mode. So we're going to have a quick look at that. So wick off mode saying possible. This is the 7th of February. So this is pretty recent, and this is US time. And 49,000 to 63,000 remaining upward price pressure in the next 3 days. So obviously after that pullback from up at the 40 mark, 44, gonna look to go up again. So that's looking pretty bullish. It's got a few updates there. So hi everybody, yes it is possible to reach 49,000 or even 63,000 during the upward pressure remaining in the white energy in the 3-day time frame. However, let's not assume the price action must go up significantly during a period of upward pressure. The main thing to consider at present, to be very careful opening short positions at present. So a few updates there. I'm still getting that's a bit of admin there. So you can sort of see some of the setups here. If you're thinking, well, that large of a price range, 49 to 63, does not help me much. If this is you, then consider watching the indicators to see when the upward pressure may end in the 3-day, 4-day, 24-hour, 12-hour time frames. If the price action manages to make it up to 49,000, it appears upward pressure continues in the indicators. Then hold your coins and or position it at best longer. If the price action remains sideways for most of the part of February, 9th to the 15th, and it appears we're about to reverse to a downward pressure, you would then consider selling and or shorting at this point. Try not to focus too much on the price, focus on the indicators. Obviously that trader's got indicators there. Another look at the 3-day time frame. So some really good time frame charts there. Do not assume I'm saying upward pressure will continue until February the 12th, solely by drawing the 24-hour time frame above in the above chart. It's possible for upward pressure to come to this end, to end around February the 9th, so it's in about a day and a half time, or last longer until February the 12th. And we need to focus on white energy in the daily frame and higher time frames. So he's looking at the diagonal trend there, so just bouncing off that level at another price point for March 2021 to match history in March 2017. So doing some backward comparison there, you can see that it's still got a nice little up range there to move up to the higher point where he's predicting. So pretty interesting post there. That's by wick off mode. So we'll just click out of that one, and we're just looking at Bitcoin at the moment. Obviously Axion's going to have Wrap Bitcoin coming up. Hey George, welcome. Good to see you in the chat. George Burrows has arrived, so it's good to have you there. So we're just looking at in this live chat Bitcoin, Ethereum, Axion, altcoins, just the news, the markets, prices. So just a general chat about crypto, and hopefully you enjoy this one. We're going to go to check out the markets news. So we're going to check out on this first one. So just pulling up the first piece of news. The 1.9 trillion US stimulus bill could send Bitcoin to 50,000. So we just saw that idea from one of the traders on TradingView, 49,063. So after this pullback from that high up in the mid 40s, and this stimulus coming could help with that. The United States is about to pass a 1.9 billion stimulus for Bitcoin. This means the bountiful season is about to begin, and the potential impact of the stimulus is considered. Bitcoin at 50,000 may be much closer than we think. The simple economics of demand and supply could play in the coming months when inflation hits the US economy. With supply remaining surplus, investors will surely hunt for the most promising asset in sight, Bitcoin. In fact, analysts have begun crediting Bitcoin's resurgence in price to the announcement of the stimulus. Yesterday, the bills were actively strengthening momentum as trading volume surged tremendously on leading exchanges. This is not the view I hold. This is the view of this article here. Bitcoin tested 39,000 soon after and pressed on to add gains that now have positioned for position to retest 42,000. So that's looking good at the moment. So that's a really nice position. I do agree with that part. Although the bearish pattern forming at the aforementioned price levels have slowed the bull run, fundamental indicators signal a bullish continuation in the near term. So that's what we saw our trader idea had said as well. Hey JWJ, JWY, Dogecoin making a run. Yeah, well, we'll check that out actually. Although the bearish pattern forming at the aforementioned price levels have slowed the bull run, fundamental indicators signal a bullish continuation in the near term. So we just looked at that trader's idea, went off, and he indicated 49 to 63. So, but to follow the indicators. A quick look at Glassnode's on-chain data shows that Bitcoin whales are flocking into the market like never before. Whale activities have been spotted on many occasions this year. Glassnode reports that according to new data being gathered by the firm, addresses holding at least $38,000 worth of Bitcoin, the current price of one Bitcoin, have continued to skyrocket. So another data revealed in comparison to previous years that the number of Bitcoin addresses with non-zero balances have reached a never before seen level. This is one among many of other on-chain metrics that signal a potentially bullish rerun for Bitcoin. So that's looking really positive. That would break the 17, 18 a little bit, even though that did have a second little hump in the price. And then finally, it is important to keep in mind that the media could also help drive the rally even faster. If, for example, influential figures like Elon Musk, who have already shown support for Bitcoin, reveals his Bitcoin holdings, market sentiment may really become more bullish. So yeah, my even though the stimulus is looking good for a temporary boost to assets like Bitcoin, I still think that the institutions are the ones that are really plowing money in, and obviously we've got these billionaires like Elon Musk around entering the market, so that could bode well for another push higher into that mid 45 to 70 mark. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Hey, George Burrows, do you think XRP has any legs for major growth, or will it fade? My personal thing is it will probably go up a little bit higher, George, but it'll probably fade. Last time I checked it, obviously it had a rebound to about 45 cents last time I had a look. So yeah. Let me just get out of this one. So that was one of the things. Now JWY said Dogecoin, so we'll just go back to the markets. We'll have a look. It's not on the top leader one there, so I'll have to just have a look at prices. And we'll go down to Dogecoin. We'll pull that up. Hey Victor, welcome. When is Axion going properly on exchanges? I believe it will do us well. Yeah, the thing with that, Victor, is that you need liquidity for that. So we'll see where that heads. I think the liquidity amplifier was the next big move, and it's actually been pretty successful. It will help the price a bit further when some of the news starts coming out. I'm not sure about other exchanges. You still need liquidity for that. Hey, look, Wisecoin is mostly on Uniswap, and so is Axion. So, but you're right, it would help in the longer term. But I don't think it's the main priority at the moment. It's really about getting more wallets into that ecosystem. Market team's working on onboarding, so I think that's really huge and a differentiator for Axion. Obviously, it's going to take some months to play out, so just have to be patient with that one. Yeah, so here's the Dogecoin. So look, got performance. So weekly performance was at 159, 158%. So yeah, that's really been super bullish. That's in terms 40%. That's pretty cool. Monthly performance 800%. So that's a no-brainer. 3 monthly performance 3,000 on these metrics. Wow, that's pretty outstanding. 2,300. Yeah, so pretty epic for Dogecoin. Now, not sure whether we pulled that one up. Just pulling up another one here. We'll back out of that one and go back to cryptocurrencies. Yeah, I'm expecting Cardano to really make a big push. So I think Cardano with the privacy is going to stand out. Obviously Polkadot is looking really good too. I want to do a whole video on Polkadot after T Daly talked about probably being the best solution for Axion in terms of fees. So we'll check that out. I'm going to do a special video on that one. So we'll pull it up. Just let me, just going to do a few changes here in the background. George says, I think the same, it will fade. In regards to Axion, what's your realistic target it could reach by Christmas this year, if all goes to plan? Well, my target's been 0.0035. I know a lot of people got the 1 cent mark. I think that's reasonably realistic. Now, the fact that they're looking to extend wrap Bitcoin for past the 3 months, then 1 cent definitely is play by Christmas. Everything just needs to roll out smoothly, and I think that will start to head it up there and get that parabolic rise to re-rate Axion. But the staking percentage is going to be really important, so I'd keep watching the number of wallets and the staking percentage over time. Obviously, you're going to get a lot of volatility in price, so that's what I'd look out for. So let me just go to the home page here. And go to crypto. I think I looked at that one. And pull this one up. Not sure what that's doing there, but sorry, I just had something in the right of my view. So fingers crossed, says George. Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed indeed. Right, we've got the week ahead in the UK economy, central bank chatter, and the US stimulus in focus. So we just went through that stimulus focus. We've got a few things for it's a quiet week in the economic calendar, apparently. For the dollar, it's a quiet week ahead. Key stats. So people are talking about more inflationary pressures. So if the Fed and the US government keep printing money, spending money, printing money, it will cause a lot of that inflation eventually to rear its ugly head. Obviously, we've been in an extended low inflation period, and I mean truly extended. Normally, inflation cycles do 7-year cycles, but we're in a massive, like almost double that. We'll probably end up being double that by the time we finish. So the euro and pound, the loonie out of Asia, Aussie dollar. So all the currencies there. Stimulus talk around the President Joe Biden, which we covered, and some of the corporate earnings too have been a bit better than expected. So that's bode well for the market generally, helped keep it up. I think that after the stimulus package, though, I'd be very cautious about the markets because I think the real economy will struggle. So we'll see. See what happens there. Let's click out of that. So a quick look at Ethereum price while we're at it. So we're going to go down and check out Ethereum. Just lost my view that I had on Ethereum. Let me redo that. Jump to cryptocurrencies. This is a better view, and here we go. Hold that up. No, that's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to cryptocurrencies, not the currency market. So I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing there. There we go, cryptocurrencies. So I'm going to click on Ethereum. So Ethereum at the moment is sitting at $1,609, and it's just down slightly, about 4%, 24 hours, so not too bad. Let me just go to performance. Yeah, weekly performance still up 6%, monthly up 30%, 3 month 167%, 6 months, so it's still looking pretty good. 357%, so pretty outstanding, and yearly performance 550%, so still pretty outstanding stuff. Pretty neat indeed. Let's just jump over to Hex Tools and have a look at the Axion price. The staking tokens, we can see that we've got them all here: Axion, Hex, and Wise. So Axion is at 0.0002168, so just still sitting soft. But in this range, it's quite a buying range given the news that's coming up. So that'd be my only comment on that. If we look at the hourly chart, and we'll pull it up. So you can still see that if we take up some of the lines, we've got still got this. I mean, we've got some busting through there, but we've still got this little uptrend. Still got a higher low at the moment, so we'll see where that heads. And we've got a bit of a double top. We've got a W in there as well. Some of these TA measures, but we really need to crack this level here. George Burrows, with the updates and up and coming stages of ADA, how do you think ETH 2.0 will stack up against it? Sorry for all the questions. Yeah, I'm not aware of ADA, George. If you can explain that acronym out a bit more. It's the ADA token. Let's go back up to crypto markets. The one token that I felt that Tron's undervalued, so Tron 360 it really hasn't moved much. So Tron for me is undervalued. Uniswap, I mean, look at Uniswap. Uniswap has gone, let me have a look at the last, $18.45. I did an estimate at the beginning of Uniswap when I got 400 Uniswap tokens, and I estimated that it could go up to $24, and that was working, comparing it to Binance Coin at the time, and where Uniswap was heading in terms of being the biggest decentralized exchange in the total volume stuff. And so $24 was my target. It's already got up to $18.45 for Uniswap, so it's pretty amazing, really. And I think I sold out most of mine between I think $5 and $7. So obviously massive upside if you had waited there. And what else is looking good? Yeah, Polkadot, obviously. Back to your question about XRP. Cardano, yeah, right, Cardano. I think we covered. Did we talk about Cardano? Yeah, Cardano is the one that I think that's going to do pretty well on the privacy side, George. But XRP, back to that. That is the last of 42 cents. So yeah, let's pull that up. Not sure why I've lost my chart view on these. I must be in the wrong location. So I'll have to try and look at that. XRP, let's US dollar, and we'll pull that up. This might be a better view. Yeah, this is what I wanted. So I was getting distracted by the news items. So there's an article there on Cardano, so we might check that out. So XRP crypto chart, you can see that's pulled back quite a bit, and we'll go to the last day chart, and yeah, it's just pulled back there a little bit. Let's do year to date. Just pulled back. Obviously the tanked down there. Pretty resilient. I did say that it would probably go back up, so not surprised there. But I think it's unless the whole market moves, like Bitcoin rallies again up to that target we're saying between 45 and 70, then it might just slowly fall away. Let's have a quick look at this Cardano article. That was the 7th of February, this article. If it looks at Cardano, the native token behind the eponymous proof of stake blockchain network. Bit of a tongue twister, that line. has become the fourth largest cryptocurrency, reaching its highest peak on a cryptocurrency ranking site. CoinMarketCap has now surpassed Ripple affiliated XRP cryptocurrency for the first time. The token's market cap has swelled to 21.7 billion. So I think it actually swapped back, and after we looked at it, I'll just go back to the cryptocurrencies, see what they've got. Oh no, so it's still above XRP. So this might be back to your point, George. The Mary hard fork on February the 3rd. The team behind one of the fastest growing cryptocurrency projects successfully rolled out the Mary hard fork that has transformed it into a multi-asset network and brought the network one step closer to transitioning to the Goguin era. The process of tokenization is handled natively on the Cardano blockchain without deploying smart contracts. This set it apart from rival Ethereum and its popular ERC20 token standard. So this is what you're talking about, George. So hopefully we're covering that in full. Wasn't aware of this. Haven't actually looked at Cardano. I just knew that it just intuitively would be probably the standout token moving ahead with the privacy and stuff. Process of tokenization is handled natively on the Cardano blockchain without deploying smart contracts. This sets it apart from rival Ethereum and its popular ERC20 token standard. Apart from the project's active development, digital asset manager Grayscale registering a series of trusts for Cardano and other altcoins in late January could yet be another catalyst behind the sustained ADA movement. Cardano is still 40% below its current all-time high of $1.18. So we'll just jump back to there at the moment. So 65 cents. So okay, makes sense. And which it reached on January the 4th, 2018. Back that the cryptocurrency peaked a 5th place with a market cap of 32.4 billion. Bitcoin Cash was in 4th place. ADA's recent ascent to 4th place coincided with Bitcoin Cash leaving the top 10 for the first time since its creation. Once formidable Bitcoin fork is still sitting below Stellar. So some interesting stuff there. That's from Alex Dovprananiva, I guess you might say. Yeah, we saw Dodge short. I like that one there. We might as well go and read that because it's quite interesting. Hopefully it will populate. It looks like it may have disappeared with the Elon Musk pumping the Dogecoin. That was quite funny. Yes, Cardano, yeah. Sorry, I was a bit slow on that one, George, but ended up covering that. Had a nice article there for that. I don't know if this has got Axion wrapped ether. Pulling up this Axion on the chart here. This is the wrapped ether one. So just trickling along the bottom there. So really Axion's just it's got a green candle for today, but really something that we just need to, the news is going to probably hopefully push it up this orange line up and out past this triangle. I guess we take these further along, and push it out here somewhere like that. So hopefully we'll get something that bounces it up with the news coming up in the next few days. So if we look at by, let's say, what are we at now, the 8th. So if we look at, let's say another, maybe around here, around the 23rd or something around like that, we can get some of the VCA news. We'll really start pushing that out. So that's a possible direction. So we'll look here. So maybe out here and push out that way. So we might see that happen. Yeah, I like this. There's that article that we just read there about Cardano just made history by surpassing XRP. So that's an interesting move. But Cardano is definitely my bet. Pretty confident about that one. It's got a pretty unique spot now, especially in a world where one political side is trying to censor the other political side. I think that and also chase down financial flows to stop people moving. I think Cardano is going to stand out as a real good token to use, both for privacy and stuff, and for commerce as well. What else we got here? I still like Litecoin a bit, but the founder, dumping coins wasn't the best. Start off with, even though the idea was seen right, but the price never quite recovered, did it? I'm not sure where it's at the moment. So what do we got here? Yeah, Tron I still think's a decent one to buy, and VeChain I used to follow quite a bit. I haven't followed it for some time. That's certainly something to look at. So we're on TradingView. Obviously Hex is something you can have in your diversified portfolio. So it looks like Hex is back at 1 cent. So that's looking not too bad. Let's have a quick look at that on the chart. Hex token. Hex Uniswap. So we'll have a quick look at that. So welcome everybody to the live stream. So we're just having a laid back session. Looking at crypto markets, crypto news, crypto prices. So I hope you enjoy. Feel free to comment in the chat, and we'll do our best to cover those. So here we are. We've got the Hex crypto chart. Looks like it's back at 1 cent. So I'm expecting Hex to have a breakout at 1 cent. I'm just not sure, because I was going to write a blog about it, just because it's an interesting one, because it's so much more. It's ahead of had its first launch on 2nd of December 2019. And then it had its $350 one day launch phase, and now it's really at that point where the assertion by Richard was within 2 or 3 years to have 2 or 3 years to have it reached 10,000x, right? So it had the low on the 4th of January 2020, and then it had a huge, obviously went through the COVID lockdown initial phase in the February, February, March, April, that kind of phase, and then had this huge bull rally while everything else was not doing very well. So but they're still, the best it's done from memory is about 350x. So if 10,000x within 2 to 3 years was Richard's intentions, then there's still got some way to go. That would mean 56 cents from the low, if you want to take it from there. Obviously the launch price at 2nd of February was different, but if you take the launch price, which he often quotes with the X factor of the 4th of January, then that would be 56 cents. So obviously it's just back at 1 cent. After having a dive down to, dive down here to 0.00665. So that means that Hex has a lot of work to do, but obviously with the lower liquidity amount, there's limit orders, I think on 1-inch exchange. I think it's 1-inch exchange, and so that will be interesting to see how that supports the price and pushes it higher. So looking forward to a breakout of Hex in the next few months, to be honest, to move to that next level. So we'll see, and then it's got to stay there. So it's going to be very interesting. So how far we're 1 year and 2 months through. So he said 2 to 3 years. I'll try and find his original quotes, but that's about 2 to 3 years. So still some time to go for that, but would expect some higher parabolics. So we'll see how that goes. We'll go for we haven't got the all chart there, so we'll go 1 year. Yeah, so we'll see where that leads. I think that's Hex USDC. So the chart might be a bit minked. Probably might be better to use the HexD chart. So yeah, Now we've got Scott Crosby on. Hey, Scott. Oh, wow, look at that young man. Yeah, nice one, Scott. You obviously missed yesterday's Mr. Who video. That was the big reveal. But welcome, Scott. Scott's in the chat there. Ben Aloli, how to work out how much divs-based amount staked for max years? Well, you have to go to staking calculator, so I haven't got that one up at the moment. I'm not sure if they added it here yet. No, stake your Axion. Not sure whether that's on there. I think it's this one here. So if you go onto Ben, if you go onto Axion's stake.network, so if you go into this, page, I don't know where that came up, but if you go onto Axion.stake, let me just type it into the chat there. Stake.axionsite.network. If you go to the staking tab, there is and log in, there is a link to the staking calculator. But I do have a video on the channel, so if you want to check my channel on the stake calculator, I did one the other day. You can go and check on there, and you can put the amount of Axion in, and you can work out how many what your divs will be based just on Axion. So it's not going to include the VCA, the venture capital auction. Yeah, I think I've got it, almost spelt it right. So, but let's just jump back to the price there. What is that? Yeah. So you can see that Hex is back at 1 cent. I'll probably use the DexT for that. It's a little bit easier than TradingView. So the staking calculator is there, Ben, on that tab. You can see it at the top, and you can just click on that, and it will open up staking calculator. But I've got a video, like I say, it's on the channel, so you can check that out under staking. So you'll see that I've made new folders, and the folders have got all the very clear staking mining folders on the YouTube videos, so you can check those out as well if you need to. So here's Hex. Hex is at 1 cent, and let's go to 24-hour. So you can see that they've got a double top as well, but this one here, they've got a higher low now, and I'm expecting it really to start pushing up higher now, and I think that's the challenge. It's got a higher low, and expecting it to really push up from here. To really push up that way, so we'll see how that goes. Ben, Seed Judger, hey man, what is VCA? VCA Venture Capital Auctions. So that's where we're going to get wrapped Bitcoin. That's what that is. Could you explain it to me? Yeah, so it's the venture auctions for wrapped Bitcoin, and at the moment they're looking at having 1 billion Axion tokens each month. 1 billion Axion tokens twice a week, and they will be auctioned off. And the last time I checked, it was about 90% of the Ethereum will be going back to stakers, 50% to Bitcoin to buy wrapped Bitcoin, and then distribute that to stakers as liquid dividends. So you can then claim those dividends, and then the other 50% will go to an altcoin that wins a nomination for being purchased on market. So that will benefit the altcoin, but also the altcoin that's bought on market will go back to stakers. So that's why they're having the max share event, which is going to be Monday time. So I think that's probably in about half a day or so. I'm ahead. I'm in New Zealand, so it's we're ahead of time here. So those two dividends are going to go to Axion stakers, in addition to the Axion that you get from staking. So it's pretty major. It's a big deal. And then they're going to push a ton of marketing in behind that. So Axion will be known as a multi-dividend staking monster, as it were, because it's going to be pretty epic. And we'll see what happens to the daily auctions, how long they stay around for with the standard Axion divs. So that'll be something for the future. They may pivot completely to support VCA auctions or venture capital auctions, as it may be. Ben Lotley, okay, thanks, all good. See Jaja, or have you posted a video about it? I have posted a couple of videos about it, so if you look under staking, you'll see that on the live streams there's videos on VCA as well. So the penalty from early staking ending will be partially put into the WBIT and some altcoin most likely. Yeah, all penalties go into the standard auctions, so they get rolled into future auctions coming up. So if you've got stakes that have matured and they're getting penalised, that's going into future auctions. If you get if you early unstaking, you get penalty that's rolling into those as well, into the daily auctions. Those are the standard daily auctions of Axion, whereas these VCA are their own product, their own auction. So we're going to have two auctions, the standard Axion auctions each day, and then twice a week we'll have the VCA venture capital auctions going out. And so the standard auctions will give you Axion, the 80% of the Ethereum's used to buy Axion on Uniswap and then given back to the stakers via the reward pool. So in the VCA, the 90% of the Ethereum that goes in there will be going on to buy 50% wrapped Bitcoin and 50% an altcoin that's been nominated. So those altcoins will be different every time. So we'll see how that mechanic works. Not sure yet. So yeah, that's how that's going to work. I've just had my window closed, so we'll see what happened there. So Jaja says, if I understand correctly. Yeah, hopefully that explanation helps. And then the final little details we'll find out about the altcoin nomination. But wrapped Bitcoin, that's why there's the max share event, which is starting. It's going to be on Axion today. So you'll, if you've seen that YouTube channel, it's pretty much going to be on there. They're going to be launching that, and that's not too far away, maybe 12 hours from now or something. And yeah, so there's going to be two type of auctions, and so many divs, multi-dividend token dividends to stakers. That's why they're encouraging people to stake for 15 years and then take in the liquid dividends. But you know, you got to do a strategy that fits yourself. Some people, so they want to get the staking overall to 90-95%. Hopefully over 95. If they can do that, that'd be amazing. To take the liquid amount of Axion off the market, so there's only a small amount of liquid Axion, and then they're going to bring on all these buyers, and hopefully that will just start pushing, re-rating the price. That's the game plan. And so yeah, we'll see how that goes. Obviously, some people will try and hold a bit of Axion, so it's probably good if you're wanting to play the you want to do the long strategy for the liquid dividends, like Bitcoin and altcoins, or you want to keep a little bit aside for any big price appreciation. So there's a couple of strategies, and individuals have to make their best decision for them. But certainly, obviously, the more shares you have, the more of the reward pool you'll get, and that's the basic logic of staking for 5,555 days, or even longer than a year, for example. So yeah, so there we are. That's a bit quick look at Hex there. That's what my thoughts on Hex at the moment. We'll have a quick look at why. So these are the other main staking tokens. They're all different. They've got their own pros and cons. So it's something to look at. Obviously, now Wise token has a lot of liquidity, $220 million worth, 68,500 Ethereum in there. So a very different approach to staking, and obviously the big amount of Ethereum allows big whales. I mean, we're talking big whales to go in and out because there's so much Ethereum in there. But you can see since the launch date on the 31st of December, had a big rally, went up to 98 cents up the top here, and you can see that here it went 98 cents, then it came back down to here. What it hit over 40 cents, came back to over 40 cents, and then so it went at 90, it's come back, and now it looks like it's just making little higher lows, and obviously it's going to benefit from Ethereum rising, and it's the only one with a price floor. So the price, as Ethereum goes up, the price floor rises too, and it's obviously backed by the Ethereum. So we'll see where that goes. Looks like it's got an upward trajectory. So expecting all of the staking tokens to do well, the market leaders, which are obviously Axion, Wise, and Hex. So we'll watch the space on that, and you can see we're getting a bit more greener candles, and then we'll jump back to Axion just briefly and have a look at some of the key metrics while we're at it. See Jar Jar cheers, all good. And so yeah, we've got total liquidity 4.4 million US dollars, total daily volume 612, so that's on obviously on the low side, 612. Pooled ETH 1347, so that's really benefit from the liquidity amplifier and the mining. And then pooled Axion 9.7 billion. Now this one key factor I've been liking is actually that the total transactions has been up quite significantly. I think that will bode well. So it's 22,259 last 24 hours. And obviously holders are starting to creep up. So it's looking pretty good. Now on the Axion Today channel, obviously we've got some good measures here. I was looking at this account earlier, yesterday I think it was. So the auction at the moment's only got 100,000 in it. I had 0.05 ETH, someone put that in there, so it's pretty hilarious. But it's still down at 2 million, so it's a pretty small auction today. 100,000 Axion in today's daily auction. It's a bit of a funny one, that one. So I still laugh at it. Shares, this is my key one, 245,000 shares. Sorry, 245 billion shares, I should say, and so forth. So, and our 15-year club. So, if you're looking at people who are actually what their behaviour is, we're continuing to rise. 1,129 staked for 2.5 million or more for longer than 15 years. So, pretty neat. Almost 10.6 billion. So, these people will get well rewarded with the liquid divs from the VCA, the venture capital auction. With the wrap Bitcoin and altcoins when the venture capital fund comes along. And don't forget, obviously, if these people stake that long, they're going to get all these 5 big paydays as well, the big paydays, year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so pretty cool. And the Axion, daily Axion payout per million shares is pretty cool. Like I said, it's like 250, 300 per million shares that you get. So that's looking good. So if you stake about 10 billion, if you stake about 10 million Axion for 350 days, that will get you about 11 million shares. So that gives you an idea. So if you divide that by, that would give you 11 times this. So that would give you 2.5, probably close to 3,000 Axion per day on 10 million Axion staked for 350 days. So that's sort of the results you'll get. That I guess comes back to your question earlier, Ben, about staking. So that gives you an indication there. You get about 11.5 million shares based at 350. So if you're trying to get that first big payday, you stake for 350 days. So to get the big paydays, you need to have a 350-day stake that goes over across the big payday date. So that's how that works. So if you're close to the big payday and you want to get the second big payday, you need to make it just cross over that big payday date, which is the 14th of October, sorry, 2022. What else we got in there? That's interesting. So wallets, this is the other key metric. So obviously staking percentage is really key. Axion wallets, so just to keep across those. So up the last day, up 53 users. We want to get that up to 2 to 300 per day. That's where we want to get that, in my opinion. That would give you about 2,000 per week, and that's where we want it to get to. So if we've got 14,500 wallets at the moment, we want to get up to 50,000. Sorry, let me add 30,000, 25. So we want to get up to 35,000 within 3 months at the minimum. So that's what we want to head. We look at the week. We're up 394 users per week, so we want to get that up 5 times, 5x. We want to get that up to 200, so to 2,000. So we got a 4 point. So we need to get a 20% growth, and that needs to be, can be lower. That percent growth rate will be lower as the base gets higher. So that's where we need to head that. So look at last month. Up 906. So we need to do 8,000. We got 906. We need to do about 8,000 to start really getting that momentum. So if we got 14,400, then if we can get that, let's have a look. I think I got the calculator there. So let me. Not sure if that's going to show up there. Let me pull that calculator away over there. Oh, can't see that now. Let me pull it over here, and we need 2,000 times 12, which is 24,000. So that's divided by 14,500. So that would be 1.6 times more, and that really put huge price. If you've got the staking amount going up with like the max shares and all that stuff, and you can start getting those wallet numbers up, and then they're doing some average buys, say, that's really going to start pushing pressure on the remaining liquid price. So that's how that's going to play out. That's on the Axion wallets here on the top bottom left. And obviously to get that, we need to change a lot of these metrics here. Obviously Telegram, Discord, Twitter all need to go up too. So you can see all these percentages. I'm not sure, I presume that these are fairly accurate. So if we have a look at the week, so we're down 25 in a week on Telegram, it says, but we're up 1.9% in Discord, which we would expect. So 159, so we netted out a positive there if you want to look at it that way. And then on Twitter, 347 on Twitter. So Twitter, we want to start making heaps more than that in a week. So we need to do some more work. So the marketing team's probably about to unleash all that. So Brian Newbrote is going to be doing all that, and they really haven't started the marketing per se. So all that stuff's sitting in behind floodgates, as it were, about to get released. So pretty neat. So we'll jump back to the charts here, have a quick look around. I think we've gone through a lot of those top ones there. Might just go through the list of other ones that I think that look kind of interesting. Obviously Compound, some of these DeFi ones obviously look, worth checking out in the DeFi space. Celsius obviously had a very good run. Maybe something to look at if you're wanting to do leverage. You deposit your crypto, and you can then take out some crypto and invest that. So you keep both of them. What else we got down there? So Loopring may be interesting. That gives back some of the profits. They tend to do well, stuff like that, during when the prices are rising or in a bull run. So probably good to have a few that do well when we're in a bear run as well. So it's probably looking out for some of those. Yeah, we haven't seen much of decentralized land. So what's that at? 3? Still got a good market cap there, 362 million. And an inch exchange could continue to rise. That's probably something to keep look at. Some of the gaming tokens, Engine Coin, have really sort of maybe plateaued at the moment. So haven't actually. Let's have a look at that one. What's it doing? 38 cents. You got Bitcoin Gold all the way down here now, so it's quite interesting. Yeah, so some interesting stuff there. So we'll just jump back into overview. Go back to the home page. Yeah, so here, this one here seems a bit lower than the other staking page, but it's got 73.83% at the moment. So I'm not sure if there's a few whales unstaked. Would be my idea. So we've got a bit of a push up here in Axion price at the moment as we speak. So that's looking good. So we've got a bit of a move going on here. So we'll see where that leads. I'm expecting a bit of a push in the next couple of days. So we'll see how that goes. I think we might see the end of cheap prices, but it's always hard to tell. But the news certainly suggests that the prices will start to push higher with the max share and then the VCA coming out sooner than later. TDLE said that a lot of the code is done, but they will probably have to get a quick order on it. That was the initial idea, so hopefully that is the case. Yeah, pretty fun. Fudger, finally, nice to see you, sir. Hey, nice to see you, Fudger. Donkey diapers. Yeah, I'm not sure. Donkey diapers. Can't remember. Donkey diapers. Yeah. You actually haven't logged on there. So let's go to let's go back to the main page. See what we can find there. Just have a quick look at some of the other measures. So we finished. It looks like the Dow Jones is moving again, so it's at 31,116. So it looks like the market has opened now, and then what we got, US dollar versus the euro versus US dollar, a little bit positive, so a little bit up. And what else we got in the futures? So we got gold at 1817 US dollars, so it's pretty solid. It's down a bit from the highs based on the chart there. And silver $27.28. Not sure if that that will update. So silver's actually doing pretty well. If you look at silver's not doing too bad. We haven't really had to break out over $30 would be quite something. Crude oil $57.37. So I imagine crude oil is going to go. Yeah, it would have gone up a bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's just slowly creeping up there. Now the Biden administration idea to stop the pipeline from Canada is going to mean that all that crude oil is going to go off to China and get processed in China. So it really is a nonsense. So it's going to raise the price of oil. As the US will have to import more oil, so which is weird that it would have processed. So it makes no sense whatsoever. Natural gas $2.90. So pretty interesting there. And I don't know if you're into bonds, but 10-year bonds up slightly, 1.174. Certainly something to look out as inflation may emerge. So I don't have a price index on here, so can't see that at all. What's the crypto market cap? I guess an index is slightly down, but Bitcoin's looking good. Bitcoin's looking good at 39, so we're still in good territory at the moment. So we'll pull that up. Yeah, still in good territory. for another higher move rather than a lower move. So watch the space on that. I was Donkey Diapers, but I changed my name. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember Donkey Diapers, so that's cool. All right, so it's been an hour for the live stream. I hope you've enjoyed that. We just covered a bit of news, a few of the prices, and just a nice laid-back chat. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Look forward to catching you in the next one. Appreciate you all watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.